Sometimes life doesn't break you. It bends you, stretches you, tests you, just to see how far you can rise. Today's story is not just a story. It is a mirror, a reminder that no matter how hard life hits, you can still stand up again. This is the journey of Jacob Reed, a young man who lost everything and still found a way to rebuild his life from the ashes. Jacob Reed grew up in a small, forgotten town, a place where dreams rarely survived. His father worked double shifts. His mother struggled with health. Money was always a problem. Even as a child, Jacob felt different, quiet, thoughtful. But life didn't allow him to dream too much. At school, he was the kid no one noticed. Teachers said, "You're not special, Jacob. Be realistic." Classmates laughed at his drawings, his ideas, his ambitions. Only one person believed in him. His little sister, Lily. She used to say, "Jacob, one day the world will know your name." Those words mattered more than she ever knew. When Jacob was 17, tragedy struck. His father lost his job. His sister fell seriously ill. Jacob dropped out of school to work full-time and support his family. He cleaned floors, packed boxes, washed dishes, everything he could do. But life wasn't done testing him. Within a year, Jacob lost his father to a sudden heart attack. Bills piled up, debts grew, and Jacob fell into a silent darkness. He felt trapped, hopeless, invisible. One night, sitting alone behind the supermarket after a long shift, Jacob whispered, "I have nothing left. Maybe I'm not meant for anything." He cried quietly, thinking no one saw him. But someone did. An old janitor named Mr. Dalton approached him. "Son, why are you crying alone?" At first, Jacob didn't answer, but something about the man's voice felt safe, warm, genuine. Jacob finally opened up. He told him about his father, his sister, his struggles, his dreams. Mr. Dalton listened silently, then said, "Jacob, the world breaks everyone, but some learn to grow stronger in the broken places." Those words felt like fire. Over the next months, Mr. Dalton became more than a janitor. He became a mentor, a guide, a light. He taught Jacob discipline, self-worth, and resilience. Every day he reminded him, small steps are still steps. Walk alone if you must, but never stop walking. Jacob made a decision. He would rebuild his life. He woke up at 5 a.m., read books on design, business, and growth, practiced digital art, watched tutorials, improved his skills daily. He applied for small freelance jobs, got rejected again and again, but he kept going. He created a portfolio. No one noticed. Still, he kept going. There were nights he cried, nights he wanted to quit, nights he stared at the ceiling, whispering, "Why is nothing working?" But every morning he woke up again and tried once more. Slowly, very slowly, things began to change. He finished his first paid project, then a second, then a third. He wasn't successful yet, but he was no longer weak. One morning, Jacob opened his email. A design studio from another city wrote, "We've seen your work online. Would you be interested in joining our team?" Jacob froze, shaking, crying silently. This was what he had worked for. At the interview, the panel asked him, "What kept you going when life was so hard?" Jacob took a deep breath and said, "I walked alone, but that's how I learned where I was meant to go." They hired him instantly. Jacob moved to the city, worked harder than ever, started earning well, paid off all family loans, treated his mother. He took Lily to see the ocean, her childhood dream. Years passed. Jacob became one of the top designers in the company. One day, he returned to his old town, looking for Mr. Dalton, but he had passed away. Jacob stood in front of his grave and whispered, "You saved my life, sir. Thank you for believing in someone the world ignored." Jacob looked at the sky and said, "I'm stronger because life tried to break me." Then he turned toward the camera, "Audience, and so are you. Your pain is preparing you. Your struggle is shaping you. Keep going. You are closer than you think."